of 1819 states, quote, that for the purpose of providing against the further decline and final extinction of the Indian tribes adjoining the frontier settlements of the United States, and for introducing among them the habits and arts of civilization, the President of the United States shall be, and he is hereby authorized in every case where he shall judge improvement in the inhabitants and condition of such Indians practicable, and that the means of instruction can be introduced with their own consent, to employ capable persons of good moral character to instruct them in the mode of agriculture suited to their situation, and for teaching their children in reading, writing, and arithmetic, and performing such other duties as may be enjoined, according to such instructions and rules as the President may give and prescribe for the regulation of their conduct in the discharge of their duties. End quote. And according to the handbook of the Church's missions to the Indians, and to that the Post Office of Hartford, Connecticut in 1854, but published in March of 1913, quote, sign language was of extensive development and existed all over the world and bore a resemblance to the sign language now used in some of our deaf-mute schools. Picture writing the world over probably grew out of sign language, the first stage in development. The second was pictographs, and the third, alphabet. These merge into each other by a slow and gradual process. End quote. It is unfortunate that the sign language is the common language of mainly the deaf and the mute today, that we recognize today as an alphabet. It was understood that every word that can be spoken is comprised of different sounds placed together. The Phoenicians realized that 22 sounds make up the majority of words, so they created easy to write and easy to recall symbols that anyone could learn to match with these sounds. It was also said that every one of these sounds were consonants, but many of these sounds were in fact vowel sounds disguised as a consonant symbol or letter. And many of these letters have since expanded into what is now known as the English alphabet. This is why you will find a few letters of the English alphabet having the same exact sounds and symbols, and in some cases having the same sound with different symbols. For some mysterious reason, the English alphabet has a few repeating sounds, in which a new symbol was created for each one, bringing the total amount of letters used in the English alphabet to 26, and the French and Spanish alphabet includes one additional letter, bringing their totals to 27. Now, why is this important, you ask? Well, it was implemented through a process called polysynthesis. Polysynthesis is comprised of two terms, poly and synthesis. Poly meaning many or much, and synthesis meaning deductive reasoning, to put together or to combine. The linguistic definition of this word was coined by a French-American linguist by the name of Peter Stephen Duponcheau in the year of 1816. And according to the 9th volume of the North American Review and Miscellaneous Journal that was published in the year 1819, Duponcheau defines polysynthesis as, quote, the act of taking the greatest number of ideas and comprising them into the least number of words. And so prominent anthropologists like Franz Boas Melville Herskovits, and even Margaret Mead eagerly studied some of the indigenous languages of America in hopes of using the process of polysynthesis in order to royally change these indigenous languages indefinitely. Listen closely. Polysynthesis not only simplifies a language, but it also carries a hidden agenda to systematically alter and even remove a language completely. It was done so in a matter of familiarity. Even nowadays, we as a people do not create new words to convey a slang word or a new word. It's just usually a commonly known word that is used, that somehow finds its way into having an alternate meaning or definition. According to the American Anthropologist, Volume 6, that was published in October of 1893, when talking about polysynthesis in English languages, the writer stated, quote, "I know by experience how difficult it is for a missionary to convey to the minds of his hearers certain religious ideas. Again and again did I try, when missionary to the Ponca Indians, to find the proper Indian word for kingdom in order to make an even approximate translation of the petition, 'Thy kingdom come.' Anyone who has lived amongst Indians know the worthlessness of adducing modern names, i.e., names of objects introduced among the Indians since the arrival of the white race on this continent, for the purpose of illustrating the construct of an Indian language." End quote.
We train people not to be able to learn foreign languages in the most fantastic way, because what we teach a child is, you see, if you take this pencil here, we teach a child this is a pencil. Now this isn't a pencil. This is an object made of wood and lead, designed for writing, which we call a pencil, and other people call it other things, 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 and other people call it other things.
No longer widely understood as it was before, when it was used widely amongst those who conducted trade upon these lands. It too is one of the Indian languages that is now in danger of becoming extinct. And some may say for a very good reason, because it has been said that written language and spoken language was developed to hide one's true intent. And when we are focused so much on what is being said or what was written, we just might miss the signs.